Hello everyone, my name is Swapnil and welcome to my channel. Today we are going to learn English tenses through an FPS game. So before starting the video, I want to tell that I'm not much of a player of this game. I'm just making it for educational purposes. So if there is any mistake, please forgive me. Okay. So you should know that every action in a game happens in time. Sometimes the action is happening now, sometimes it already happened, sometimes it will happen later. See, tenses tell the listener or reader exactly when an action is happening. So let's enter the game and learn all 12 tenses. Let's go. But first, let us discuss about person or perspective. Okay, that is very important in English. We have mainly three persons, that is first person, second person, and third person. I hope you know about it. And in first person, that is your POV, that is yourself, that you refer to as, which is I, me, that is first person singular, and we and us, that is first person plural. And when I'm talking to someone directly, that is you will be the second person, so you and your. And when I'm talking to you about someone else, that would be the third person. It could be anything like he, she, it, they, them. Okay. And also another important thing that you should know about is the verb forms. So verb forms express when an action happens. So basically there are 5 verb forms where I'm giving you the forms on the screen. I hope it's visible. Okay, so let's proceed with the tenses. The first tense we have is simple present tense. Its uses are daily action, habitual action, universal truth, or repeated actions. So in the gameplay we can see I shoot enemies in the game. I shoot enemies in the game. So I is the subject, shoot is the verb 1, enemies in the game. It's a habitual action. I do this like almost every day. Another example is he runs fast. So you can see a person running fast. So he runs fast. That's in his nature. So that will be another example of simple present tense. So now let's jump on to present continuous tense. Look at the action and describe. I am shooting at him. Okay, I am shooting at him. See, so in this sentence we get to know that it is happening in the present time and the action is in a continuous sequence. So I am shooting at him. So and the verb form is V4 and it is happening in the present time. Okay, next we have is present perfect tense. This tense talks about an action that has already been completed. For example, I have shot the enemy. The verb form is V3. And another example is he has won the match. So you can see with the person, the have is have or has, it changes. The action is complete but connected to the present time. So this is present perfect tense. Next we have is present perfect continuous tense. This tense shows an action that started in the past and still continuing. For example, I have been playing for 10 minutes. Here the have been is used. So the structure will be subject plus have or has plus been plus verb's fourth form and the remaining part of the sentence. And another example would be they have been defending the base since morning. So in here for or since can be used. Now let's move on to the past tenses. This also have 4 different types of tenses. Like first we have the simple past tense. This tense talks about a completed action in the past. For example, I shot the enemy. Here the verb form is V2. And next we have is past continuous tense. This tense describes an action that was happening at a certain moment in the past. For example, I was playing the game when suddenly the game stopped. It was a glitch. It could have been anything. It was a glitch or the phone got too heated up. So I was shooting when the game stopped suddenly. So there are 2 actions happening. Okay. Another example would be while he was driving, he was shooting. Another example, they were running when the explosion happened. They were running when the explosion happened. Now let's move on to the next one, that is past perfect tense. This tense shows that one action happened before another past action. For example, I had shot the enemy before he escaped. I had shot the enemy before he escaped. Next one is past perfect continuous. This tense shows a continuing action before another event in the past. For example, I had been shooting for 5 minutes before I ran out of ammo. I had been shooting for 5 minutes before I ran out of ammo. Next, we move on to future tenses. First, we have the simple future tense. This tense states about an action that will happen in the future. For example, I will shoot the target. Here, the verb form is V1. So, I will shoot the target. Subject plus will plus verb 1 plus the remaining of the sentences. Next we have is the future continuous tense. One example is I will be shooting during the final match. The action will be in progress but in the future. And if it's a question sentence or an interrogative sentence, then it will be will you be shooting during the match tonight? So it's a question sentence, right? Okay. Now let's move on to the next one, that is future perfect tense. This tense shows an action that will be completed before a certain time in the future. For example, I will have defeated all the enemies before the timer ends. This tense shows an action that will be completed before a certain time in the future. Another example, they will have captured the base by evening. Okay, and this is future perfect tense. We have finally arrived to the last of the tenses, that is future perfect continuous tense. One example will be I will have been playing for 2 hours by midnight. This tense shows how long an action will continue before a future point. Another example will be I will have been playing this game for 5 years by next March. So there we have it, guys. We have reached the end of this video. So tenses are not that difficult, right? They simply tell us when an action is happening, whether it is continuing or whether it is completed. Now your mission is complete. Try making your own tense examples using actions from games, sports, or your daily life. In this way, you can make learning fun. So if you have learned something useful from this video, leave a like, leave a comment, and subscribe to my channel for more such videos. We'll be back with new content. Till then, I'll see you in the next video. Have a nice day. Goodbye.